Hi guys. So I've been trying to learn how to code, and here are some of the tips I've learned that are helping me improve every day. Tip number one is to be consistent. Usually I try to aim for 2 to 4 hours of coding every day. Number two is super important. Also, number one was really important, but two is super important. Before you start coding, I would plan out what you're gonna code. So there's 3 ways of planning out your code that has helped me improve my coding. One is doing checklists. Do a checklist of what you need to do, and then the second way is doing a flow chart where you write down the flow of your code based on what you need your code to do. This is a good way of writing out and planning out your code if you're doing a lot of like conditional statements and stuff like that, because it really makes you visualize what you have to do next. Because if you don't do this, you'll have to remember everything in your head, and then it's like trying to memorize multiple things at once while you're trying to do one thing, and it's like it gets super complicated. But if you can plan out your code, you will be able to put less stress on your head and more focus on the actual code, and like focus on what you actually need to do. And then number three, you can actually write a story kind of thing, and each chapter could be like a function that you need to perform in your code. Like if your code needs to log in users into a website, then that could be like a story that you write, and you're like, okay, on this chapter we're gonna write about how the user logs into the website, and then you like elaborate all the little details about that function, and you'll have many pages of like different chapters which go along with different functionalities of your bigger picture code. And so those are the 3 different ways you can plan for writing out your code, and that I know of that helped me along the way, that I've learned by reading books. And also I'm taking a course on Udemy that's really beneficial. And speaking about the course on Udemy, the next point that I'm gonna make, so tip number 3 is learning a bit about how to program. And then after you've learned a topic, you would go and do a challenge. So perform a challenge that involves what you just learned. That way you're going to learn a lot more than just watching tutorials. So I recommend, like, just if you're learning one thing, learn it, but then do like a challenge to solidify your learning, what you just learned. And the code in the classes in Udemy, there's a bootcamp on the Udemy website that's really tailored to doing that. So that's been helping me a lot. And then bonus tip that I want to leave you on that helps me also would be to print out your code and take notes, and like write down what every piece of code is doing in that program, like just like write over the code and write notes and just say this is doing this and this is doing that. And then if you're not sure about it, about what something is doing, you can either go over it, look up a tutorial on Google, on YouTube on how to do that specific thing, and then take notes about that. Obviously do the challenges after each lesson. That was the previous tip. And also, yeah, like look up on YouTube different tutorials to help you answer those questions. And also you can get used to reading the Python documentation and seeing if you can find the answer through that. Or last, or maybe first ditch effort, to be honest, you could look on this website called Stack Overflow. And usually most of the questions that you'll have have already been asked by someone else. So you could type it in there and see if you can find the answer to your problem that way. So those are the tips I'm currently exploring in order to be able to learn programming. Mostly right now I'm focusing on Python, and we'll see where this takes me. And I'll probably make future videos on my progress and how I'm improving. And also, if you like this video, like, subscribe for more content like this. I do content that helps you improve your everyday life. And like the video if you liked it, subscribe, and see you guys next time. Peace.
Take it slowly, this book is dangerous.